What is going on, everybody? Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of the Legion of RAW. Listen, we are ready to rock and roll. He's already got the guns out ready. Guns out, funds out, ladies and gentlemen. He's got the clanging and banging fists, iron fists, ready to rock and roll, man. Look, I'm excited about this weekend. We've got a huge
game. Penn State.
We've got a huge game.
Penn State, man. Yes, we got a tough one this weekend, bro.
I'm repping. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. Yeah. The biggest game of the year for us, and I'm excited, man. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Big one next week.
Yes, indeed, man. How are you, Vince Russo?
I am all right, Dr. Chris. I do want to say, bro, for the season premiere, there was a phrase we used to use a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm sure today the phrase somehow, some way is probably not politically correct, but I don't care, Chris, because this was the season premiere, and I'm going to give this show a title.
Okay. What's the title, Vince?
Cry Babies and Sissy Marys. Sissy Mary, Chris? Did you guys use what happened to Sissy Mary? I want to bring back Sissy Mary because there are a lot of Sissy Marys on this show.
Yes,
Kevin's not here. Kevin should be here and not you. And then we got Seth and Drew whining and crying. Oh my, bro, is that they used to call this, bro, a male soap opera.
Yes,
this
indeed.
This is like the Housewives of Atlanta.
Yes, yes.
Seriously, bro. Seriously.
It was a lot of drama that we didn't ask for.
So. Oh my God, a lot of mamby-pamby, like, oh, please, guys, really?
Yes,
really?
I agree 100%. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've already got
a football game up there. Is that what you're looking at? The football games up there, Chris?
No. I've got actually our show up there on my studio wall.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, Chris, right. This was Crybabies and Sissy Marys from the get-go, man.
Yes.
I can't believe, bro. Not for anything, guys. I'm going to say it again. Great football game. Who was Dallas playing tonight? The Chargers, was it?
Yeah, San Diego, I think it was.
Yeah, great football game. First game of the National League Championship Series.
Yes.
And we open up the show with Sami Zayn.
It's still going, actually. 2:44 left.
Yeah. And we bring out the heavy artillery as we open the game with the show with Sami Zayn crying and whining because Kevin Owens is on SmackDown now.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Your thoughts on that opening segment?
That's my thoughts on this opening segment. And bro, listen, man, they surround the ring. So where's JD McDonough?
He didn't show up this week.
No, bro. So is he done? Are we assuming he's bye-bye?
He's crying. He's namby-pamby.
Okay, and guys, let's keep in mind this is the great Triple H right in the show now. That's all I'm hearing all week long. So we open up with a namby-pamby opening.
No pressure.
That he misses his friend. Bro, I had to crack up when Sami Zayn says, "I am a world heavyweight championship level superstar." I literally laughed out loud because again, listen, guys, I don't know. I think I worked with Sami once. I don't know Sami. I got nothing against Sami. I do know this. He's not over with the casual viewing audience. And if he's telling the casual viewing audience He's a world heavyweight championship level superstar. They're laughing out loud like I am. Here comes Judgment Day. Surround the ring. You know Jay is coming out, and it ends as flat can be. You know, I mean, Chris, this is where we write the first segment, and like I'd be sitting there with Ed, and we would say, bro, this ends flat. Like we can't, we would acknowledge this is a very flat ending.
Yeah.
So we would readjust, re-tinker, rewrite, do whatever we had to do to make it not flat. But you know, bro, you're promoting the season premiere, and the very first segment ends as flat can be, Chris.
Yeah. Do you think that they were just writing off the announcement of that is the season premiere, and they still didn't really?
Oh, absolutely. Bro, all they're doing now, bro, this is a significant change. They're making matches this week for next week. That's all they're doing now. Like, that's all they're doing. They're billboarding matches for next week, but none of the matches are coming out of any angles. You know, they're coming out with New Day and Alpha Academy in the locker room, and then, you know, Drew bumps into Sammy in the back. So all they're really doing differently is promoting the matches for next week. That's all they're doing.
Yeah. Let's see. We got some super chats here. For those who aren't watching the game, Dallas just scored a field goal and 2:19 left. They're up 20-17. So I can't stand the Cowboys. So I hope they lose. So,
oh my God.
We got Zubair TV, $2 super chat, bro. What's with the same old rematches with no steps? What do you think about that, Vince?
I don't know, bro. You know what else they need to bring back, which makes no sense to me, Chris? So they have the match tonight with Gunther and Bronson, right?
Yes.
And Gunther goes over. Bro, bring back the time limit. You know, have these guys go to a 10-minute draw that's an absolute battle. So you know, because what bro, every time you have a match, you got to say, what did it do for this guy and what did it do for that guy? What did that
Who's going
match
over, like I say all the time.
What did that match do for Bronson Reed? Somebody
Nothing.
Please tell me. Zero.
Nothing.
Zero.
And this is exactly what I said before, Vince. What they're going to do is they're going to give some reps to Bronson Reed. Then he's going to lose and go to the back of the line. And that's what's going to happen again, man. That's what's going to happen again.
At least bring back the time limit. Let the guy go 10 minutes with them. You know what I'm saying? And then build off of that. But a one and done clean 1, 2, 3. Like, come on, bro.
No, bad news, man. No, I'm not a fan. Zubair, once again, $2 super chat. Was there fear when Russo leaving WWE for WCW? Was there fear, Vince Russo?
I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know. I know when Ed and I left, it drastically changed. I know that.
And that was around the fall of
that was around
99.
September, the end of September in 99.
Okay. Interesting. Yes. And when did you officially start with WCW?
October 99.
Oh, okay. So within a few weeks.
Yeah, but not.
What about
God, I can't remember when my first show was. I started working there, but it was maybe a couple of weeks before our first show.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. And who's the first? Who are among the first people you talked to backstage in WCW? How was the atmosphere initially compared to WWE?
Absolutely split locker room.
Really?
You had all the superstars over here and everybody that was being kept down over there. It was as clear as day, bro. You had a split locker room. Of course, you know, because of who I am, I'm always drawn to the younger guys who need to get a chance because, you know, I knew and understood the wrestling politics, and I knew that wasn't going to fare well for me. But, you know, I had to start thinking about the future of WCW.
Yeah. How was the reaction to that as far as you like as you start doing the was it Millionaires Club against the New
Well,
Breed?
that kind of came a little later on with Bischoff.
Because they brought Bischoff back. And why did they
Yeah.
bring Bischoff? Well, because there's so many reasons, there's so many theories of why Bischoff came back. People, people are saying Russo didn't cut it, and so they wanted Russo, so they wanted Bischoff to come back to kind of reel in, Russo. And I think Bischoff even mentioned, and granted, I have a really good relationship with Eric Bischoff. I know that you and him have had tension business wise over the years. What was the reason why Eric Bischoff came back from what
Bro,
you were told?
I have no idea. All I
Okay.
know is I was under contract with WCW.
Mhm.
And what happened was, first 3 months there, Ed and I are doing well, but we know politics are taking place. So after the first 3 months, I'm told we're going in a new direction. And I'm like, well, and they wanted me to be part of a committee.
Mhm.
And I said, you could go in whatever direction you want. I said, I signed the contract that I'm head of creative. So I have no interest in being in your committee. So I'll just go home and you could pay me.
Mhm.
So I went home and they paid me for 3 months. And in those 3 months, the ratings tanked.
Mm.
And then I got a call from Eric Bishop, not Eric Bishop. I got a call from Brad Siegel. I want you to meet with somebody. I want you to have a conversation with somebody. I knew he was talking about Bischoff.
Mm.
And then Brad Siegel told me, I want you to work with Eric. So,
Mm.
bro, you got to understand, at that point, I'm still head of creative. I'm still under contract. When he says, I want you to work with Eric, I can't say no.
Mm.
But on the other side of that coin, Chris, I don't know what Brad Siegel told Eric.
Right.
I don't know if Brad Siegel told Eric, you're in charge of Vince, or that's not what he said to me. I mean,
Mhm.
he simply said to me, I want you to work with Eric. And like I
Mhm.
said, being under contract, I assume the position as head of creative that I was hired for. And I
Mhm.
just worked with Eric. Like I
Mm.
said, whatever Brad said to Eric, I have absolutely no idea.
Mm. Interesting. How was Hogan's like initial reaction to the
Oh, bro,
change in direction?
didn't
Because he
trust.
because he ended up doing wearing the black gear and feuding
Yeah.
with Kidman, and it was just kind of like a
Didn't
big
trust me
pay-per-view.
whatsoever, bro. He made up in his mind that I was trying to get rid of him.
Mm.
And Flair made up in his mind that I was trying to get rid of him to bring in all the
Mhm.
new guys when that wasn't the case at all. But that's paranoia in professional wrestling, bro.
Mm.
That's
Mm.
paranoia runs rampant in professional wrestling. And I could have told them till I was blue in the face that that was not the case, that I had a plan and a story, and they were never going to believe that.
Hogan still had the creative control during that time, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Let's see here. We got Pete Paccio. Paccio.
I agree
Are
with
you,
you.
is
No
Pete
doubt.
is Pete or Pete, are you Italiana? Are you Italiana? Paccio just sounds like a
Yeah.
Paisan name. It sounds like
Sissy
a
Mary.
Paisan.
We got to bring back Sissy
Yes,
Mary, bro.
yes, yes. Yes, indeed. We got Cedric Martin 199 super chat, bro.
You tell me, Cedric. That's what I want to know, bro. You tell me,
Yeah,
brother. I
what was
agree
premiere
with you.
about the
What was
premiere?
premiere about this?
Yeah, yeah.
Wrestling matches?
That's a pretty cool looking avatar, man, for
Yeah, I like
Cedric.
that. Yeah.
Pretty nice, man. We got Zubair $5. Don't y'all ever have the realization when the commercials coming in, especially during matches? Yes, I do. Yes, I think it's pretty. I think it becomes very evident when a match is. They usually pan like toward a person, like a body, or like laid out, or
Yeah.
out in the ring, or in the ring, and they're like, now I'm looking for Kevin or someone to just kind of do the setup for the commercial.
And
So
I do want to make it clear to everybody, the writer of the show controls the commercial breaks.
Mm.
You are told how many commercial breaks you need. You are not told where you need to put them. That's why during the Attitude Era, there were no commercial breaks during matches. None. We kept the matches short, maybe 5 to 8 minutes, and no match went through a commercial break.
Interesting. Dallas victory formation. They just got an interception, and that's it, folks. 20-17. Yeah, they win. They win. Let's go. We have Carl Hoggett, $5 super chat, bro. What do you guys think of the brand new rivalry between Roman Reigns and LA Knight on SmackDown by SmackDown creative team on SmackDown last Friday? SmackDown. What do you think, Vince Russo?
I don't know.
Are you ready for LA Knight and Roman Reigns?
He's not the guy to beat Roman Reigns, bro.
I don't think he is. Well, here's the thing, man. And I've said this before with my show with my good friend Bill Apta. I'm not opposed to LA Knight. I know that you don't necessarily. I mean, you said before that when they put him on Raw, you're kind of getting.
I put him over. I mean,
yeah.
Not over. I don't have anything against LA Knight.
I think people are saying, the patience of people, period, especially wrestling fans nowadays, are just abysmal. And they don't allow things to cook. Let it cook, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, steaks are good when it's cooked, thoroughly and not just put in the microwave. We live in such a microwave society that people want stuff now. Let it cook, man. I mean, because the thing is, if you're plateauing him quickly, you can't go anywhere but down if you quickly plateau him. And so just let him cook, let him brood, let him breed. And it's all good, man. I don't think I think it's a little premature to put him in this spot though, because what it seems like is that they're going to do something with him and Reigns and Saudi, and I'm like, he's not going to beat Roman Reigns. He doesn't even feel on the level of Roman Reigns right now, and so putting him in a match against Roman Reigns and Saudi, why though? Why didn't you have him just win the Royal Rumble or win a tournament, or win the Elimination Chamber or something like that next year, or go against Roman Reigns Elimination Chamber next year to have that big marquee spot? Why not just do that? You know what I mean? Because to me, I think when you're putting him against Roman Reigns and Saudi just for Roman Reigns to beat him and have him be another number on the list, that diminishes or that lowers the stock of LA Knight. So I'm not a fan of that, actually. That's my take on it.
I want to look something up real
do it
quick, Chris. I want to look. I'm just looking at his yeah, bro. See, bro, here's the problem. And I'm telling you, bro, this is a problem for them. The guy is about to turn 41.
Yes.
That's a problem for them. I'm just telling you guys.
Still, even with AJ Styles and Bobby Lashley.
Bro, where is AJ Styles on the card?
No. Bobby Lashley's making a little bit of noise though.
I'm talking about in a top spot. I think that's a little too old for them.
Yeah, I'll be 41 in a couple weeks. So
yeah.
I don't know, man. It seems like they've gotten a little bit more lenient with that age thing. Because I'm thinking like Priest is almost 40. He's not, and he's about to become world champ. He'll be 40 when? Let's see here. He is 39, maybe. Yeah, no, he just turned 41.
It's not about becoming world champ. It's about beating Roman Reigns. Those are two completely different things, I think.
You think someone young will beat Roman Reigns? Cody's almost 40.
Yeah. Bro, I don't know. Maybe they're all 40. Who knows?
they're all 40. He's 38. Cody's 38 years old. Cody Rhodes. Yeah. 38 years old. So Priest 41. He'll have his first title reign at 41 years old. So.
That's so messed up.
Why do you think?
Because, bro, these guys should be in their prime, bro, not in their freaking late 30s, early 40s. I mean, come on, bro. Who's your football team? The Titans. How many
Yes.
Titans got football players in their late 30s, early 40s?
Not many.
Yeah,
Ryan
none.
Tannehill's
Zero.
young. Derrick Henry's young. Yeah,
Zero,
yeah,
bro.
they're in their 30s.
That's whacked.
Yeah. A lot of football players are too. The thing is, 40-year-old quarterbacks has more shelf life than 40-year-old like running backs, especially running backs.
Running backs.
Yeah.
You're done. Bro, the oldest the running back is going to be is 34.
The shelf life of a running back is
Yeah.
a lot of times half because you have to think about the impact that a running back, especially a lineman and a running back. This is you're making this impact just about every down.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about especially linemen. I mean, like every down you're making some type of impact. A quarterback is just eluding pressure, eluding contact. So they can be, Tom Brady being 45, 46, and Aaron Rodgers and people like that. They can have longer shelf lives, but linemen and running backs,
No.
Eddie George talked about before that every single time he made a play, it felt like a freight train coming at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you don't have the shelf life.
I would love somebody to have a breakdown. I would love to see a breakdown of the average age during the Attitude Era versus the average age of today. I would love to see that.
That would be interesting. For those listening, SK Nation, be sure to tag at SK Wrestling _ at Chris Prolific at Vince Russo. Y'all typically are very, very well done, and be sure to complete the task that we give y'all with ease, ladies and gentlemen, with the greatest of ease, sucker, as Booker T would say. Thank you very nice. And so be sure to hit us up on X with those stats. So all right, let's get to Shinsuke Nakamura defeating Ricochet in their 89th match of the year. Seemingly, they're just throwing every single type of stipulation with them. Where does this go? Vince?
I mean, I'm assuming it's over.
I hope
now.
so.
No,
I hope
it's
so.
Gotta be, right?
So they bring Ricochet back in Shinsuke Nakamura's life, and somehow they are just bringing that they're just filling time. It seems like. Where does it go for both of them?
Bro, I don't know, because you've got the loser. Wait, did Ricochet go over Bad Bunny or Bad Bunny beat Ricochet?
No, man. You predicted Bill Apter just texted me Logan Paul's only 28. He must be looking at the show. No, man. Remember you had him go over, and I said no, it's not happening. And he ended up losing to Logan Paul.
So Ricochet lost to Logan Paul and Nakamura lost to Seth Rollins. So you
yes,
got two guys that are on the downward spiral.
Yes.
Wrestling each other to get Nakamura over for what and who?
Nothing. I mean, like, what's next? I mean, what's next for Nakamura?
He'll
man?
run into somebody in the back, bro. He'll run into somebody in the back who's not doing something. Maybe.
Who do you think? Who do you think? Come on, let's predict this. Let's predict the predictions. Let's do the predictions. Nakamura runs into who in the back, and that starts a feud. Johnny Gargano.
I was gonna say Gargano or Ciampa. That's what I was gonna say. Gargano or Ciampa. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I can see either one of them. And then you'll have matches every single week that last for another 3 months, and then he'll bump into.
And bro, that's what cracks me up too. This is, and again, bro, you guys are going on. They're going on and on and on about Triple H. This is what drives me crazy too. So Gargano is wrestling Kaiser. You got Victor Venny out there. And then we are told that Ciampa is not clear to wrestle.
Yes.
Okay, bro, he's not clear to wrestle. What does that have to do with him not being there to have Gargano's back?
Zero.
You see what that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So what kind of a friend and partner is this? All right, bro, you're not medically cleared to wrestle. Does that mean you can't be there in street clothes and have Gargano's back? And you're going to sit there and tell me Triple H is a great booker?
Yeah.
Really, bro? Triple H just basically painted a picture where these two guys that were just brought together last week, they're going to reform their tag team, that Ciampa is sitting at home knowing damn well that Gargano's going into a 3-on-1 situation. And I guess they're not close enough that he's going to show up to have his friends back.
Now, why isn't he medically cleared? Because they both got beat up.
They never said
in the promo. Like they
never,
both got beat up.
They never said, bro.
And why would they have like Vince? This segment with them reforming their DIY tag team, that ended a show. That was the main spot for a show.
Yeah.
So that goes to show how diminished that episode is in Raw as a whole. If you do the payoff of the show with them reforming their tag team, just 2 weeks later for it to look like crap, like it does now.
That's what I'm saying. And then I know we're gonna get, because we're saying this, we're gonna hear tomorrow that Ciampa is really hurt. And I'm gonna say, okay, bro, how really hurt is he that he can't show up? We never had, bro. I dealt with hurt wrestlers all the time. They just couldn't work.
Yeah.
They could walk, but they just couldn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hope that he's not really hurt. But man, I mean, why are just the injury proneness and just why would you not protect Gargano if you just reformed this team and made it the last segment of the show?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Next we have Piper Niven defeating Natalya.
Oh, before we got to that though, hold up.
What happened? Is it time for Joey? I missed the backstage segments, but come on, Joey. Come on.
Time out, Joey. Time out, Joey.
First of all, you got Jay and Sami backstage in the biggest mamby-pamby. It should have been Kevin. Oh, my God, bro.
I missed that. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't care.
Then here we go again, Chris. We got 6 girls. Bro,
yes.
The funniest thing to me.
I'll skip that one.
We got 6 girls in a vignette with none of them getting over.
None.
Bro, Nikki Cross is in the background.
Yes.
They don't even bring her up.
Yes.
She's never even mentioned. Think about this, bro. Nikki Cross was flown all the way there to sit on that equipment case for literally 1 minute, not say a word, and even the announcers didn't acknowledge she was there. That's what they flew her in for.
Wow.
But they can't fly in Ciampa.
Yeah, she could have been just sitting there. She could have been at home. Definitely, like do you think that they flew her? Or do you think she had to drive?
Where was it?
Where were they? Oklahoma City?
Yeah,
I don't know where she lives.
Who knows?
So was within like 600 miles or so? You had to drive, and then they fly you after that. What was the policy back in your day? As far as
I have no idea. I don't know.
Okay.
But 6 girls, 6 more girls, nobody getting over.
Let me see. I'm gonna see where Nikki Cross lives at, because I'm really interested in this, because if she had to drive, it would be absolutely horrible. She lives in Orlando, Florida.
That's no drive. Orlando to where were they?
Oklahoma City.
No, that's not a drive, bro.
Oklahoma City.
That's 800 miles at least.
Yeah. Oklahoma. So Orlando, Florida, to Oklahoma City is
800 to 1,000 miles.
18 and a half hour drive.
Oh, bro, they might have done it as a rib. Who knows? Who knows, bro?
Yikes.
Who knows? This is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, what on earth are you guys doing? What on earth are you guys doing?
Have you heard about? Because Teddy Loans shared stories about that, how he would get ribbed, like because he would fall victim a lot of times to racial injustices, and they would have him drive 12 hours because he was like, clawing and scratching just to get that big break. Because he was ring crew, he was manager, he was referee, he was everything, and so they would have him drive 12 hours just to tell him, I've got nothing for you. And they wouldn't pay him anything. They wouldn't pay him anything.
They love that, bro.
That's
they
ridiculous.
love that.
Yeah. So 18 and a half hour drive. He didn't drive. They paid the tickets for her.
I would not doubt for a minute. All it would take, Nikki Cross, is her saying, I haven't been booked on a show since so-and-so. Oh, okay. Yeah. You want to be booked on a show? Okay, no problem. Wow. Get out here. We'll have you. I'm telling you, bro, this is how they work, bro.
And they're even willing to waste their money doing that, though?
Yes.
Like she was a complete non-factor.
Because that's how she learns to never open her mouth again.
Wow.
That's
kind of like a hush appearance for her.
Yep.
Wow. Next, we have Seth Rollins cutting an in-ring promo, calls out Drew McIntyre, and they go back and forth. Man, I'm all for Joey coming back. You gotta have to get with the backstage promo because I didn't care. So come on back, Joey.
Time out, Joey. Time out, Joey.
Okay, hold on, bro. We got Piper Niven. Listen, I like Piper Niven. I've had conversations with Piper Niven on because we both have English bulldogs.
Okay, very nice.
So we have something in common. So you're never going to hear me badmouth Piper Niven, and I'm not going to badmouth it here. But, bro, what about this? Piper Niven is wrestling Natty. Piper gets over. Then we get some heat. Then Tegan Knox hits the ring. Bro, did you hear what they're calling Tegan Knox?
No.
Come on, Chris.
I didn't even hear the backstage. Like, I saw that they were there, but
Are you ready for her? Are you ready for Tegan Knox's moniker?
You want a drum roll?
Yes. The Welsh firecracker.
Oh boy.
Very nice. Very nice. How soon before that t-shirt's in the WWE shop zone for $3.99, bro? The Welsh firecracker t-shirt.
Yes.
Very
Welsh firecracker.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very
like
nice.
And similar to like the Empress of Tomorrow and all the other ones. Like at least think about it, Vince. You had like Bret the Hitman Hart, right? You had the Pink and Black Attack. You had someone who was just very rigid and calculated and just a technical sharpshooter, right? And his wrestling abilities. He was a hitman. That was his type of feel that he had with him. You had the immortal Hulk Hogan. No one could beat him. Despite all the odds, he would still come and rise above all the foes. You had the eighth wonder of the world, Andre the Giant, right? Like he was massive. He was a colossus. He looked like another wonder of the world. That's how big they wanted to book him, right? And then you have the Empress of Tomorrow. What are they doing to make Asuka look like an Empress of Tomorrow? And what is an Empress of Tomorrow?
We can go down the list because there's a few more of them in this show.
Oh, please share.
There's at least I got them all written down.
Yes. Who else do you got? Give me one more.
The Aussie Destroyer.
Oh, there you go.
The Aussie. But I got other ones too. There were a couple. There were a couple tonight, but I'm looking at the Aussie Destroyer. Oh, bro, the Submission Magician.
Yes, the Submission Magician. Yes, I've heard.
Are they kidding me? Are they kidding me, bro? You know what the Magician Submission reminds me of? Felix the Cat with his bag of tricks.
Felix the Cat. Yes,
with a bag of tricks. The Submission Magician.
Yes, bro. Indeed, the Submission Magician.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Bro. Oh my God.
Speaking of Gargano loses to Ludwig
Wait
Kaiser.
a minute, you're going past things.
Did I miss a?
We got Rollins and his sunglasses.
I just talked about that.
No,
You
not
called
really.
a timeout.
Drew, he's got to get over the ball line. What about when Drew said to Rollins, and then after I beat you, you're gonna have to reinvent yourself for the 53rd time?
Oh,
Which
yes.
I stood up and gave that a big round of
Yes,
applause.
that was really
I was
nice.
very happy with that.
Really nice.
But yeah, bro, this was a freaking pity party. Like
Yes.
we had two of the biggest stars on the show literally feeling sorry for themselves
Yes,
of all they've gone through in the past.
And here's my thing when I saw this, Vince. I was like, you know what, man, this has so much potential. You know what I mean? As far as this match, this feud, it's like, man, give me more. Like, give me better substance here. Like Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. It hasn't happened in a while. It's new, it's fresh, it feels big, and you're setting it up for Crown Jewel for Saudi based on an announcement. And instead, what you do is you just have them come out and cut promos against each other. Like how in the world is that making me excited about this other than it's just going to be another match?
And Chris, bro, there used to be rules in wrestling, and as a writer, I had to know these rules.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the rules, Chris, was if you were a babyface, you never made excuses. You never, because if you made excuses, now you're whining and crying, and baby faces don't whine and cry. Correct. And that this whole promo with both of these guys were how they were treated unjustly in the past. That's whining and crying, bro. That's you don't put a baby face in that position.
Correct. Yeah, you do not. But that's what we saw here, and Drew's kind of still playing the tweener role. He reminds me of like Black Glove Diesel back in like the mid '90s when he was turning against Bret Hart, and he got to the point where like the only people who he gave dap to walking out was the people who had the black glove, and it was like a tweener role that he had for a moment. That kind of worked. It was an interesting transition, but tweeners usually transition to one way or the other. It appears that Drew is going to be a heel sooner than later, but man, this heel turn is so stretched, and it's like, okay, slow burns make sense if there's a story behind it,
right?
You know what I mean? Like Jake Roberts in The Ultimate Warrior, Do You Trust Me, for instance, right? Jake Roberts was a major babyface for a while. Then he has The Undertaker go through this, series of Do You Trust Me? He takes him into the snake pit in the room and he locks him in the room, right? The Undertaker comes, like he comes up, he passes out, he comes up. Stuff like that is a slow burn heel turn. It works. But if you're doing a slow burn heel turn with no payoff, it's meaningless, man.
Bro, that's everything. Everything on this show is because of lack of story. Everything, every segment, every match, every backstage, everything that Pierce is in. The problem across the board is lack of story.
Yeah,
that's the problem, bro. So all they're going out there and doing at the end of the day is having a long wrestling match.
Correct.
That's it.
Every time. Every time. We have again, I skipped most of the backstage
let me just go
segments.
real quick. We got Becky in the back, and the reason why this is significant is the woman count is now up to 10.
Oh, okay.
It's now up to 10 and growing.
Yes. So that's a gimmick that we'll start now. The woman count.
Then Drew and Sammy make a match for next week.
Oh, hold on. But before we had Shayna and Rhea. Was that
no, not yet. Not yet. That's next. Okay. That's next. Yeah. Now we got Ripley and Shayna Baszler. All of a sudden, Shayna Baszler is a karate kid. Now, at the end of this segment, Chris, the woman count is up to 14 now.
Wow.
Because we've got Starks, we got Rodriguez, we got Nia Jax, we got the submission magician. Oh, bro, here's another one. Did you miss Zoe Stark's new name?
Oh, I heard, but I forgot what they call her. What do they call her?
The Pitbull.
Yes, I saw that.
The Pitbull. Zoe. Bro, like really.
The pitbull,
Really,
ladies
bro.
and gentlemen.
Pitbull, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so now the count is up to 14. Now we go in the back.
Yes.
Becky's there again with Pierce. Now we
Xia
have
Li.
who?
Xia Li came up.
Xia Li,
And
who's
Jade
15.
Cargill.
Jade Cargill,
Yes.
16.
16.
16 now we have on the show.
16 women. And out of all of those, they highlighted Jade, Becky, Rhea, Nia, and Zoe. She had a little spot,
Yeah.
at the end of the segment. And so, what, 4 or 5 out of the 16 actually had a highlight there.
Yeah.
And Piper Niven, she won the match, but
Yeah.
then you have Gunther defeating Bronson Reed.
That's
Again,
where I said they need time. You know what I wrote though here, Chris? I'm glad there are guys.
Maxine Dupree was seen backstage.
Oh, was she? Okay, so there you go, 17.
Okay, 17.
With Reed and Gunther, what I wrote was I'm glad there are guys like this on the show. This is wrestling. Guys this size, this is wrestling. And like I said, why they didn't go to a time limit, like you could easily continue this. And I don't know, bro, maybe the way they work, bro. Bronson Reed lost, so maybe he'll get a rematch. You know how they work.
Yeah.
But I mean, they definitely could have stretched this thing out a little bit, bro.
Yeah, my thing is, man, it goes back to who's going over, man, because this is the making Gunther look good, which is okay. But heel versus heel, I don't click with it, man, because at the end of the day, it's just as we saw with the crowd toward the end, it got it got lively, but during the match there was nobody to cheer. So that's my thing. If they have someone like that who's a baby face who can work his way up and do the chase, that's when you get me hooked, because there's someone chasing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I don't even know for the life of me who's going to defeat Gunther. Like Gunther to me is similar to Roman Reigns' run. Like, you have Roman Reigns on SmackDown, and no one's even within a football field of him as far as just comparison-wise, as far as making them look like a star. And then on Gunther's and on the Intercontinental Championship, you're like, he's had the title for 16 months. So who on the roster looks good enough that's in the mid-card role to defeat Gunther? I don't see it, man.
Bro, you know what's missing too? Like I said, with every story, with every match, story's missing. But you know what else is missing, bro? Here's what's missing too. There's nothing personal.
Yeah.
There's no personal issues, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I swear to God, if I was writing and you said to me, you took that gun away from me, Vince, you're not allowed to write any personal issues. Bro, I would have been effed. I would have been effed, because it's all about personal issues.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
I mean, is there a countryman over where Gunther came from that he feared? Like, you got to give me something personal, bro.
Yeah.
People care when it's personal.
Yeah.
There's nothing personal.
Look at Pillman and Austin, man. He got to the point of
bro.
Austin going to his house. You know what I mean? Like, it was personal, and it's something that stuff like that people remember, and it's those moments. It's like, okay, there's something personal here, and I appreciate that. Cedric Martin 199 super chat, bro.
Oh, that would be tremendous, man. That would be absolutely tremendous.
Can't be
man.
Raw GM. I think that's a really good. I think that's a really, really, really.
Oh
good.
my God! No. Oh my God! It's been a while.
It's been a while. But I'll give you an exclusive, a Legion of Raw exclusive. In fact, since Vince McMahon no longer has the books, I have been talking to Triple H about being Raw GM. And I was able to talk to Vince about it. And his reaction was...
Wow. Very nice. Very
Wow.
nice.
The Black Scorpion, man,
Very
for
nice.
GM. We got Corey Jackson with 1999. Wow. What blows my mind, Rollins, Miz, etc., and third-party interviews talk about how, quote, game-changing / great the work is. If the wrestler doesn't realize the work is trash, it doesn't matter who's in charge of creative. Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a great super
point,
chat
Corey.
and a great point. So, yeah, we'll hang Corey's super chat on here for a little longer since it was 1999. What do you think about that, Vince? As far as just all these interviews and talk about how their work rate is so good, like when did pro wrestling become about work rate so much? You've got a good work rate. You're good in the ring. Like that has trumped any type of desire for a good story.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And that's
like,
why and that's why no casual fans watch wrestling.
Yeah,
anymore,
it's like,
bro.
Who's going to have the best match? And it's like people are backstage. It just seems like people are backstage nowadays just watching the screen, watching the prompter. And they're like, you know what? Okay. So I see what the crowd did with that move. Okay, wait till I get out there. And it just seems like people try to one up each other.
Al Snow always says, bro, and come on, bro. Al Snow runs OVW.
Yeah.
He's right smack in the middle of it. And what does Al always say, bro? They're performing for each other.
Yes.
The boys are performing for each other. Bro, there was a prime example today, and Al talks about this all the time. Bro, there were so many spots tonight on the ring apron.
Mm-hmm.
And, Al will tell you, bro, that is the hardest, most dangerous spot in the ring.
Yeah.
But he says the problem is they're taking this dangerous spot on the ring apron. Bro, the fans don't know how that feels.
Correct.
They never took a bump on a ring apron. To them, there's no difference between the ring apron and the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
So these guys are literally killing themselves on the ring apron, and the fan watching has no idea what that feels like.
And the spot did not move the story forward, not one iota. So you're taking all of those risks in the ring for nothing, because there's nothing moving. There's no story moving. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. Why are you taking all those bumps if it has nothing to do with progressing any storyline?
Because they're trying to outdo each other in the back.
Precisely. And that's why
exactly what
I
they're
think
doing,
that
bro.
it seems like they are looking at each other's matches backstage and trying to one up each other, man. Looking at a match and he thinks he can. Okay, that was nice. You know what I mean? That was a nice spot. That was a nice hurricane rana from the Raptors.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think I'll go to the balcony because I want a bigger pop. You know what I mean? It's like,
bro, I say it all the time. The marks have made it to the ring.
Yes, indeed.
Period. End of story.
Yep. Backstage interview with The Miz gets interrupted by Nia Jax.
I loved it because he totally buried Sami Zayn for whining and crying about his friend not being there, which I thought was great.
Yes.
Then we got Judgment Day.
Yep, we got the main.
Rhea Ripley with Pierce. New Day in the Alpha Academy setting up a match next week. And finally, the main event where Jimmy Uso interferes and the Judgment Day go over.
Yes. Judgment Day wins the titles again, Vince. A good call.
Bro, I mean, I'm just a little confused because as a shoot, I really am trying to figure out what happened with JD McDonough. Like, is he out of this story, or are we going to see him next week? Because if you're going to see him next week, somehow, some way, he should have been a part of them going over, bro.
Correct. Yeah.
What good does it make that Jimmy Uso screws Jay and Jimmy is on this show and Jay's on this show? If they're going to do something with McDonough, he would have gotten in favor with them by being a part of this. I swear, bro, if he's on next week's show, I'm going to be like, are you absolutely kidding me?
Yeah.
Because this was his spot.
I think even if they wanted to bring, even if there's something they want to do with Jimmy versus Jay, which I wouldn't be surprised to do Jimmy versus Jay in Saudi, because there's been talks that both of them wanted to do a match and to start a feud with each other. I don't really, it doesn't really do anything for me. Their feud right now, if they had it during the bloodline or during the peak of that, it would make more sense to me. But why does Jimmy have beef with Jay? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me at all, especially since you're feuding with Cena and LA Knight and you're with Solo and it was AJ Styles, and you're just way away from Jay right now. He's at a different brand, but some reason you go on Raw to distract Jay. That doesn't make sense to me. Now, if you had JD come to the ring, go on the apron, distracts the ref in order for Jimmy to do that spot, that would have made more sense, because that would have been something that gets in the good graces of Judgment Day.
Right.
That's what he's trying to do. That's been his whole thing.
That's
I'm
why
doing things to get in the good graces.
I have to assume he's done with that storyline. I got to,
which is a weird way to write him off. That's a weird way to write him off. And why do something like that unless he's hurt or I don't know, issues with visa or travel or something. I don't know what it is that would not make him be on the show or the Judgment Day when the Intercontinental.
Issues with travel, he would never be allowed at any show in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, well, sometimes people need some time to renew their visas, and Rhea Ripley she did that. Her visa lapsed and she needed to renew it. So because a lot of times a lot of those people have working visas. And so, but a lot of them were out of country, and then a lot of those NXT people, they moved to Florida. A lot of them did. But at this, what's that?
I'm just saying, Chris, that's why this whole thing is so confusing, because it's like, okay, then why put the belts on Cody and Jay in the first place?
That's what I was
they
thinking.
can have the belts for 2 weeks, and then a guy who's on another show is going to come screw a guy. It's like, it just makes none of this makes any sense, bro.
No. Someone said maybe JD has COVID. That could be the case. That could be the case. So that would be the only reason why
JD has COVID, for the storyline to make sense, they've got to say that.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
they gotta say that, bro. You can't not say that. You've got to say that.
Yeah. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense. Like, with him not being there, give us a reason why he's not.
Bro, you know what it's like, bro? Remember Friends? We had the 6 friends, Rachel and all those. We had the 6 friends, bro. It's the equivalent of there's an episode 1 week, and one of the friends ain't on the show.
Yeah.
And there's no explanation, no reason. They're just not on the show this week.
Yeah.
How many times the WWE does that? Yeah. How many freaking times they do that, bro, when somebody is just not there for no rhyme or reason?
Yeah. And they don't add it into a storyline. I mean, they don't give any explanation of why the person's not there. Still haven't said anything about Riddle, which is interesting. So he's gone, and they just off the face of the earth. So
I swear to God, wrestling is the only business that does that, bro.
Yeah.
There is no other business that does that. Bro, in sports, if there's a disciplinary action, if somebody gets hurt, you know it. You know the whole story. Bro, in entertainment, if an actor is a problem on the set and then all of a sudden they're at it, you know it. You know everything that's going on. This is the only industry where they keep secrets, and all those secrets do is hurt themselves.
Yeah, which is weird to me, because this is episodic television. This is essentially actors. I mean, that's essentially what they are. I mean, they don't have real names, it's stage names for most of them. So it's actors. It's paid physical actors with an episodic television. And if you're thinking with any other actor, either he's being killed off, or at least there's a mention of like, yeah, we were supposed to go over Vince's house, but he got raided. I mean, there's something that ties something there that ties into the story, but WWE just
Bro, I'll give you the
don't mention
perfect
anything.
example, and I am going back to the 70s, and it was way before then. But, bro, I remember in the 70s, and this is why I'm bringing it up. Suzanne Summers just passed away.
Mhm.
Bro, she was the hottest in every sense of the word star on television when she was in Three's Company with
Yeah.
John Ritter.
Mhm.
She was the hottest. Okay, bro? Well, when it came to the second season, she wanted more money, and they didn't give her more money, and they replaced her. But that was a public story. Like, bro, everybody knew why Suzanne Summers was no longer on the show.
Yeah.
It's not like, the next season there's a new Chrissy and nobody said anything. I don't know why they do this, bro.
Yeah, the only time I can recall that it was just a weird moment, that it was just a switch with no announce, was in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, they did that?
Yeah, on Viv, like she was just a completely different. Like it wasn't even like she didn't look the same. There was nothing about her that was the same. Like she was, the original on Viv was a darker skin complexion, and then they brought in a more lighter skin complexion, a little heavier. I mean, she was still very nice looking, but a little heavier, and it was just like, what? Like, where's Aunt Viv? So it was very weird that they did that. I'll never forget that. All right, let's end up with classic J Live $4.99 super chat, bro. Vince, if you don't mind answering, who was the easiest wrestler to work with and worst pain in the butt to work with creatively?
The easiest far and away would be Kurt Angle.
Oh, very nice. Why Kurt Angle?
Oh my God, bro. He was just so easy to work with, man. He's just a freaking joy to work with.
Nice.
The worst pain, bro, for me was just probably Goldberg.
Really?
And I think it was just because he just believed his own hype a little bit too much.
Would he reject ideas a lot?
He wouldn't reject ideas, bro, but he never made it easy for you.
Okay.
He's just one of the guys that just never made it easy. He
wasn't necessarily compliant. He would just kind of poke at the ideas, or just kind of, I mean, what about that? Like, you would pitch an idea, and if he didn't reject it, what did he do or say that didn't make it easy?
You just felt that he didn't like it. Yeah, I mean, you just felt it. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah,
and like I said, listen, man, in my job, I worked with thousands of individuals, and it's not, not everyone is going to be easy. I mean, people are different. We're all different, bro. And there are going to be some, there are just going to be some challenges, man.
Sure.
That's all.
He wasn't a fan of the heel turn, right?
No.
Indeed. All right. This guy right here is Vince Russo. Let the listeners know about the brand, my man.
Yes, guys, just go to russosbrand.com and you can subscribe to all the things and all the platforms that I'm doing. russosbrand.com.
russosbrand.com. This guy right here is Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris. This is the Legion of Raw. Have a good night, everybody. Solo.